Stevie Lee, it's that week, the rivalry. And we've got to convince, in our part of the country, to convince the SEC that this is not only the best rivalry game in the SEC, but the country. Texas OU, or as they do call it north of the Red River, OU. Texas, you played in it. You never won it, but you experienced it, and you got close to winning it a couple of times. But sum it up, man, how special this game is for as a player, which 99.9% of America cannot say that what you have experienced.
Oh, man, it is, first of all, what's up to everybody? It's a great experience. Unfortunately, you brought it up. I never won that game my 5 years on campus. But it's a great atmosphere, man. My last year, we lost 12-0, and then we never looked back after that. So very fun. You got to control the atmosphere, your emotions, because it can get you, man. And it's a lot of fun, great atmosphere for college football.
Oh, it is, man. We're about to amp it up. We're going to talk about the Cotton Bowl Stadium. That old girl, she's got a few leaks. She's fun. She's got a long tunnel, and the fans are amped. It's 50-50. It is so much fun. I'm just now understanding how to be a fan in that stadium. It is effing believable. The state fairgrounds. It's Texas OU week. Everything Stevie said is spot on. Just listen to Sark. You can't get too caught up into these rivalry games as a player and coach. You got to be even killed. Listen to Sark.
And the best way to enjoy and experience a rivalry game is to prepare really well. Because I think that the people that get caught up in the game on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday miss the preparation, and then you don't play very good, and then you get your butt kicked, and then you think, man, this was a terrible experience. And so if you want a good experience, we got to make sure we prepare really well so that we can enjoy the experience because we're playing good football.
Good football. Expect the unexpected more so than any other game on the schedule because any team can win this game. Stevie Lee, are you ready? Red River Rivalry Week, man. You got to sound like Elmer Fudd when you say it. So we'll call it Red River Shootout just this once. Stevie Lee, let's ride. That is outstanding. The first weekend in which caused a major upheaval, upsets, a lot of change. That's why we tell people, Stevie, every week when we even show our power rankings, don't get too involved. Things can change every week. When you saw that, and you said Vanderbilt is not going to be a cakewalk for everybody, not only did they beat Bama, Stevie, they took down those goalposts, took them down Broadway in Nashville, and walked those mother scratchers 3 miles down the road into the Cumberland River.
Dude, I told y'all, I don't understand why no one listens to me. I don't understand why I'm not getting $12 million a year to talk about this, you know?
I don't either.
Well, listen, dude, I told you it's a hard out when you go up to Vanderbilt, man. Those kids are playing with passion. It's a smart school. Those kids are smart. They play smart football. This kid was throwing the ball. He got some balls on him, bro. Like, They had 4th and 1, He goes all the way down the field, fingertip catch for a
Yes.
touchdown on 4th and 1. It's
Yes.
crazy. That's
Yes.
nuts, you know. So it was fun to watch. You can't put any stock in these rankings right now, man. You know, we played against Mississippi State last week or the week before last and lost our number 1 ranking.
Right.
And then we are idle this week. Didn't play anybody. We played against the air, and we got our number 1 ranking back. Make that make sense, you know?
Right.
So don't put too much stock in it. We're back on top at number 1. But who knows what'll happen next week? You know, Ohio State may have a great game against somebody, whoever they're playing. But anyway, man, it was a lot of fun seeing. That's what college football is all about, man. It's just the rivalries, the upsets, and the passion that these kids have, man. And walking it's you have to be coordinated to walk a goalpost 3 miles down the road.
Yeah. So look at this. This is Cedric Alexander, product of the ATX, the Austin Independent School District career rushing leader from LBJ, the J, sophomore year. I mean, in that game against Alabama, 64 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns rushing against Alabama's defense, which honestly, Alabama's defense is okay, but they're a little suspect against the run. But I love this offense that they run. It's a little different. It's kind of got old school, new school mixed up. It's kind of an inverted option type situation. There's Cedric. That's his freshman year, by the way. So I guess y'all can call him lazy, but I love this picture from his first year when he reported straight out of Austin, Texas. Said, man, we are very proud of you here in Austin, Texas. SEC running back for sure. And Vanderbilt, just one little piece of what happened over the weekend before we get through continuing with the upsets that we all witnessed. Be sure to like and follow and subscribe to our YouTube page for free, and follow us on Facebook, IGX, and on TikTok. And I still haven't added anything to TikTok now. We're going on 3 months, but we got to give a shout out also to our family at Hargrove, the pride of Shreveport, Louisiana, as is Stevie Lee. And he does the best plug for our family at Hargrove Roofing.
Hargrove Roofing, know who's on your roof.
Always, and they do a great job, and they stand behind their work. And give Coach Ab at the office on Ashdale Drive here in Austin, Texas, a shout. So last week, week 5, because we move into week 6, 5 of the top 11 take L's. And one of which we just saw, Vanderbilt knocked Alabama off their perch at number 1. And then Arkansas and Missouri, 2 different directions. Arkansas with the big upset of number 4, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And Mizzou knocked off by Stevie's second favorite team, Texas A&M. And
yeah, just a really poor performance by my football team, and it starts with me, and I apologize to our fans. It's my responsibility for us to be better, and, that the start of the first.
All right, we don't need to hear any bad. That's just all politically correct. I got to put it on me. Yeah. We got to be better. We know it's obvious. You lost the damn game, and then Sam Pittman of Arkansas, that's his saying, 2 sayings. I need a cold beer, or turn that damn jukebox on whenever they win.
That's good stuff. Well, I'm happy that they're having a good time right now, because later on this season they're gonna have to run into those Longhorns.
Hey, Fayetteville is a brutal place to play. Brutal place. So this is a tweet from Hayes Fawcett. He creates amazing graphics. This is all that happened. This is the beauty of college football. Number 1 goes down to unranked Vanderbilt. Number 4, Tennessee, goes down to unranked Arkansas. Number 9, Missouri, loses to A&M. I think they're top 25, lower top 25. And then we're about to find out how far they skyrocketed. And the one quality win that Texas had, number 10, Michigan, loses to Washington. Not a bad loss. Just Washington's not what they were last year. And then USC lost to the Golden Gophers, and Louisville lost to unranked SMU.
Yeah,
but SMU is pretty good.
SMU is good, and I think they're ranked now. Yeah, but that's to me, that's a fun weekend of college football right there, man. That's awesome.
It is, unless it's your team that lost.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Stevie Lee, it's your favorite moment of the week. We like to agree to disagree, but I don't think we're going to disagree much on these. Let's reveal the Power 12 and 4 on the outside posts week 5. Not too many. The one that I had trouble with, I'm still not sold on Oregon. I know they're good, but you look at Ole Miss, who they lost to last week, but they're still hanging around. And then I only dropped Alabama to 11. They dropped 10 spots, which is pretty significant. They were on the road, SEC opponent, but A&M jumping all the way to 12. That's what I think they're dangerous, bro.
And I'm jumping all the way to 12.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you on something else, too.
Uh-huh.
You got Georgia over Penn State?
Yeah.
Penn State's undefeated, right?
They haven't played anybody. Georgia has played people. They played the Alabama, lost.
Lost.
Yeah, but barely.
No, but Alabama's lost to Vanderbilt, unranked.
Right. It's fair.
Yeah, that's it though. But then that Miami coming back from
Cal.
That Miami game was pretty cool.
But how good is Cal?
Yeah, that's true, but man, and this is my gripe about these realignments. You cannot put Cal in the Atlantic coast,
and you're on the Pacific coast,
and you drink Pacific water. I mean, you don't. I know you don't drink salt water, but
it's dry versus moist.
Yeah, like they're worried about a hurricane down there, and they don't have but nothing but sunshine in Berkeley, you know. So, man, I knew that plane ride all the way across the country, 5.5 hours for those kids would they wouldn't have their legs 100% under them, you know. So it's that's hard to go across the country to play.
Yeah,
a regular season game. I mean, if it's a bowl game, you're there a whole week prior to the game. But no, not a regular season game like that. That's tough.
And then Tennessee drops from 4 to 4 on the outside. Man, I know it's on the road. I know it's an SEC opponent, but Arkansas was unranked. And Arkansas did a great job of equalizing that really, really athletic, tall quarterback. But look at former Big 12 or Big 12 member Iowa State. They find a way to stay relevant all the time.
They're up there.
LSU. I think Dabo's Clemson Tigers. I don't think they're great, but they're right there.
Yeah.
BYU, who you and I disagree on, I think they play a good physical brand.
Yeah.
And Indiana's undefeated.
So how many SEC teams we got in the playoffs right now?
In the
playoffs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Half of the field.
Half of the field is from the SEC.
As of today.
As of today. You're right. As of today. Yeah.
So, but, man, I really think this weekend it will change. We're going to find out a lot. I think we've got a pissed off group from Columbus, Ohio, because they really haven't had the chance to really play somebody that can really prove their worth. I think they may be the best team in the country. And what I'm trying to say is they get their chance this weekend. Oregon, Ohio State, number 2 versus number 3.
Yeah. So, dude, I mean, Ohio State hadn't played anybody, but who has Oregon played?
Not many.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Is this a toss-up?
I don't know.
Where are they playing?
That's what we need to find out because I think it's in Columbus.
Yeah.
Really
again, that's a long way across the country as well. So
it's they're playing in at Oregon in Eugene.
Yeah. That's
the
a
night
good game to watch too. Yeah, we got to keep an eye on that one for sure.
But the one that we're going to be keeping a significant eye on, I'll be there Saturday night. Big D, baby, you ready? The 120th version of this game. I know you hate Oklahoma, but when you see that logo, it's got to fire you up in many ways.
Yeah, man. I was fired up after the game last week, man. So I've been fired up. Yeah, I've been fired up for a week already, man. So I'm ready for this game. It's a good test for us. This, like Coach Sark said, this is the second phase of our season right now.
That's right.
This is the first game to the second phase, and just go out and execute. That's what rivalry games are about for me, man. You just go out there and execute. And they're going to have big plays. You minimize big plays and handle the momentum, get the momentum back to your side, and you'll be perfectly fine.
That's how I feel too. But the thing I got to let people know, though, when you were at Texas during your years, both Texas and Oklahoma were top 5 every year, top 5, top 10.
Yeah.
And there really wasn't a team that could sneak up on the other. It was good on good. Good on good those years. It really was. And
yeah, it was, but there was one game we lost 63-3.
I know that, but that's part of how this rivalry is.
Yeah.
Things can get out of hand in a hurry.
Get out of hand quick. They have a couple great plays, and then they just built and built and built on that, and we couldn't stop it. Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. Yep.
And then the next year, Rod Babers had a good game. And it was 0-1. And then 0-2 was a good game. And 0-3 was not a good game. 0-4 was 12-0 shutout. But ironically, the last time Texas was number 1 in the country and they against Oklahoma was 1984, 40 years ago. And that game ended in a tie in rainy Dallas. If they would have had instant replay, Oklahoma would have won that game. It was an interception that was not called.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you didn't have to bring that up.
Just, and you probably don't want me to bring this up either, what I'm about to show you, the series about Oklahoma. So Texas leads it, hands down. But Oklahoma has really made a comeback. In this century, 21st century, OU has won 16 of 24 regular season meetings. I'm not including that Big 12 championship game.
Sure.
In 2018. It doesn't count. I mean, it counts, but not toward the rivalry game. So to speak.
Sure. Yeah.
And this one is just kind of mind-blowing to me. OU's won 6 of the last 8 Red River Rivalry games. What do you see? Because the last 10 have been decided by one score. What does that tell you? Well, except the blowout, 49-0, when Oklahoma was absolutely depleted on the offensive side of the ball.
That's right. Yeah, dude. No, it's like everything is thrown out. It's 2 teams just fighting in the field, man. You put the ball down on the lot and you just go and fight, man. And so, it doesn't matter what the rankings are. It doesn't matter who you got behind the center. It's your heart and
right.
Execution, And so whomever got that, is going to come out on top on that, man. It's truly a rivalry game. You can throw everything out, and it's a toss-up.
My thing is, I got to ask you. I mean, I know it's been a while since you put your hand in the dirt or the turf or those black granules, but what is it about Oklahoma? Why is it, do you think, they have such a big edge in this game lately?
A big edge in this game? I think I don't know, man. That's a great question. I haven't had it posed to me like that. I think that when they've wanted it better than us. They wanted it more than us. Yeah. I think we had some distractions on our team. We had some coaching changes, which they did too. But I think that we've had more coaching changes than they had in the last few years.
A lot more.
Yeah. So we had to find culture a couple different times in our program. And so that partly builds to a rivalry game. You know, what's your team culture? So we had to change that a few times, I think. You know, that's I'm gonna go with that. That's what I'm gonna go with. But that's a great question. That's yeah, that's a great question.
I'm gonna tell you something that I noticed. So I was in Oklahoma City covering OU, and I got to see the inner workings, and I got to see plenty of those games from 07, 08, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I saw 7 or 6 of them. You know, other than 08 and 09, which were great games, 08 especially, it felt like to me that Oklahoma was more physical. Texas was softer in a few of those years.
Sure.
And I don't understand why or how that happens. I don't know. Because you got to remember, even though I was part of the media, it didn't feel good for me.
Yeah.
I was part of the media.
Yeah.
Covering OU, but I always respected it. They just seemed to be more physical in that game. And to your point, why is this relative to now? Because in this game, history does repeat itself somewhat.
Yeah.
It's the only game that really has any factor on history does.
No. I'm right there with you. We did get out physical a couple times back then. OU just came out and they were just faster, stronger. Well, they weren't faster. They just played faster.
Right.
Played tougher and stronger and kind of beat us that way. You know,
it's wild. What do you? Yeah. So we'll talk about what they have now. Let's talk about a couple of recent wins, because to your point, anyone can win this game. There's every year, like Texas is a 2-touchdown favorite in this game. Forget about that unless you really want to try to make some money. Even if I was a gambling addict, I would not bet on this game. I mean, here's some recent Texas wins that this is in the not too long ago past, right?
For University of Texas, Red River, immortality. Earthquake! He hit it! Dicker! Kicker. Here it is. Wide open, as you said, Chris Spielman. Touchdown, Caleb Blewett.
Caleb Blewett, Stories Inside the Man Cave VIP alumni, great guy. He and Tim Cole, the pride of Brenham, Texas. That's a prime example. The second one, I believe they beat Oklahoma that year. Oklahoma was a great team. But Texas was coming off a 43-point loss to TCU.
Yep.
And beat OU.
Yeah. It's they came out and wanted it. They got beat up in practice that whole weekend when they wanted it more that day. You know?
I think that was the game they carried Charlie Strong off the field.
Yeah.
The game before that, 2018, a team that could have been very special. They ended up winning the Sugar Bowl that year, lost to OU in the rematch in the Big 12 title. But even Mac, his last game, I think 2013, they upset Oklahoma. that year. It's just it is a special game, and for so many reasons. So many reasons. The stadium will begin with that. So when you hear me or anyone say expect the unexpected, when did you as a player realize we can't prepare for this game the same way? We really got to prepare for anything to happen. What does that mean as a player?
Well, like I said, in the rivalry games, we knew going into the game they're going to make some plays.
Right.
We had to mitigate those plays, and when they did make the plays, go on to the next play and win the next play. You know, that's what it is in Dallas. If you don't stop their momentum, they're going to run it up on you. And if you don't stop our momentum, we're going to run it up on you, you know? So that's what it is in the rivalry game, and that's what we knew in practice. They're going to have a big play. Put your hand back in the ground and make up for that big play that they just had. So that's the real key of a rivalry game like that.
So my point being on this, I mean, it would be hard for me. You've got to, let's say I make a mistake in this game defensively. Make a mistake. You're going to beat yourself up. But how do you get past that? Because if you don't, you're going to get beat the next play if you don't let go.
You just got to. You just got to erase it out. You have short-term memory. Erase it out of your head and get back and try to win that next play. If you don't, it can get out of hand real fast. And I've seen it, and they've seen it. It can get out of hand real fast. So just short-term memory. That's what you got to have for sure.
So here we go. Keys for UT to beat OU, and then their quarterback, which honestly is still a little bit of an unknown because he made his debut as a starter against Auburn. What do you, if you were to talk to this Texas team or tell people, the viewers, listeners right now, what are the not so obvious keys you think for Texas to in this awful streak that they've had? I mean, they beat OU in recent history, but Texas also lost 6 of the last 8. What do you tell this team if Coach Sark said, "Hey, Stevie, I want you to come in here and talk to this team before the game"?
Well, right now, their bright spot right now is their quarterback, and their quarterback beat us last year. And so Hawkins look like he can pull the ball down and run, right? So just play real strong gap integrity football on defense. I believe our offense is the best offense in the country. They're going to get scores. We're going to find somebody open. We got too many weapons on offense to not find anybody open. Hold on to the ball from my running backs. No turnovers, but gap integrity defense. When you rush, everyone rush their gaps, you know, and win your hand-to-hand comeback on the front line. And then, you know, we'll throw some blitzes in there to help you get some pressure on this quarterback. But when you get to them, get them down. No missed tackles, clean tackles, head up, and wrap up, right? And so I think the only person that can beat us is Hawkins. And so once we get him contained, make him sit there in that pocket and put some pressure on him, we'll be perfectly fine.
If you were asked to say, and you had 30 seconds in front of the team in that little locker room at the Cotton Bowl, right by the gate to the State Fair, I mean, it's literally right there.
It's right there.
2 locker rooms, you're looking at each other, and you're in front of the Longhorns right now as a passionate former player, and you've got 30 seconds to say something that is impactful about this game, about when you get out of that locker room and you're looking into those Sooners' faces. What are you telling them when you get on the field? How do you handle that?
Guys, we worked all week. We worked 2 weeks, actually. We know what to do. Put your hand in the ground and let's go kick their ass. That's all. That's all you got to say. They're already fired up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're already fired up. You just because they really do know what to do. We've had a big game against Michigan, our second game of the year. We've had a little bit of a dogfight with Mississippi State. You know, with our backup quarterback, we've had adversity. We've gone through it. in this short season already, and we're still undefeated in number one. So these guys know what to do. You've prepared. Go out there and execute, and that's all we got to do, man. Execute.
Sounds like don't make this bigger than it really is.
No question.
But it's hard not to when you're walking through. So I got to get on, and not get on you, but I have to differ with you. I really think OU's defense is that damn good. Statistically, they're not much worse than Texas. Texas is a good defense. They only give up 7 points a game. And
what I'm saying is, our offense is better.
Okay. Yeah. It's better than their offense is not proven.
Our offense is better than their defense.
Okay.
Their defense may be good, but our offense is top-notch, top-tier offense for sure. It might be the best offense in the country. With the numbers, it's still kind of early in the season, but when we you can mark this in this podcast. We can go back to it at the end of the season. When the season is all said and done, we will have the number one offense in the country.
Stevie said, Texas OU week, UT will have number one offense in the country.
Right. Let's do it.
End of season.
You can take that to Vegas and win some money on it.
I'm going to do it right now. See if I can vote and, submit my money offshore or something. One thing, I know this is cliche to bring up, but, man, I have been down the tunnel so many times, and I know and I used to make it a tradition to do it by myself. That tunnel is special, and it is historic. You walk out of the locker room, you see OU. You're going down the tunnel with some of them. And if we're going to – it is nothing but shit talk the whole time, going down there to get warm up. Come back up, keep going back. That's how you and then the smell of leaking concrete walls with bat shit and just stuff all over. I mean, it's a smell of history. It's a smell of state fair food, making your mouth water, and those noises. And you hear in the background every 15 minutes. It's from the fairgrounds. And then when you step out of that locker room, what do you remember smelling and hearing?
Man, coming out of the locker room, it's such a people in the media always say it's a disadvantage that Texas have to come out underneath OU.
Right.
I think it's a total advantage because we get fired up, man. They get us fired up. Like they are cursing us. They are spitting mad at us. And we just get fired up from that. That's motivation for us to go out there and kick their team's ass, man. So that's what I always remember, that we're going to go out underneath OU's fans. And they don't get to do that. They get to come out to love. We go out and run out to hate, The other thing is, there is some when we get off the bus, you smell the fair and things like that. But when you going into this stadium, getting ready to play, I smelled grass and gun smoke. What is it? Gun smoke. From their little guns they shoot and from the cannon that we have.
Right.
And it's time to play football after that, man. It is fantastic. Now, I also went to this game as part of the media when I was right out of college. I was doing a little talk show, and I got sideline passes, right? And so I'm walking up and down the field, and I wandered onto OU side of the stadium.
Right.
And I'm standing on the sideline just watching the game, and in the back of my head, or just behind me, I hear Bevo. Hey, Bevo. Bevo. And then I finally hear him, and I said, well, Bevo is on the other side of the field. Why do they call him Bevo? And Bevo. And I turn around, and they're talking about me. They were calling me Bevo, man.
Because you had burnt orange?
I did have a burnt orange shirt on, but they called me Bevo. I just dropped my head and walked to the other side of the field, man. I was like, these dudes are mean, man. They are absolutely mean, terrible people, man. So That was funny. I told my friends the story, and they won't let me live it down. I probably shouldn't have told it, but it was one of the worst digs I've ever gotten in my life because I'm so big. They started calling me Bevo on the sideline.
Wow. Body shaming.
Yeah, body shaming, man. And I just dropped my head and just walked to the other side of the field, and I never went back down there.
Oh my! I didn't know. You never told me this story before.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's out there now.
I will say this. I've had the pleasure. I love talking about this because I feel like I've been lucky, man. I've got to see it from both sides of the Red River. It's totally different from both sides, but very similar with the state fair. You get there 4 hours for kickoff. You got to walk through the fairground to get to the stadium. You don't just get escorted up, except you guys did with the bus. Those OU fans, man, they used to be back in the day. That Texas bus would roll up, and those fans would get on either side and rock it.
Yeah.
And you've got old ladies giving the universal number one.
Yep.
It is a lot of hate. It's fun hate. But what's cool for you guys, I mean, I've seen it from both sidelines in the end zones. Of course, you're talking about the Cotton Bowl tunnel. Yeah, you hear Boomer Sooner on average each game. Boomer Sooners probably played anywhere from 12 to 14 times. And that does wear on you in your ear. But it's a beautiful thing. It's the pageantry of this great game. But as a player, as a Longhorn, you run out of the tunnel, you hear that hate, you feel it. And then when you get to about the 40-yard line, as you run to the other side, you start getting into burnt orange territory, and it's Texas fight. Give them hell, give them hell. Then you hear this. People are saying it louder than they ever had. Instead of make them eat shit, they're saying, "Oh, you sucks," as loud as possible. Like
the official. You know what the official words are, though, don't you?
Go Horns, go.
Okay, yeah, good. Because some people don't. Some people don't know.
Yeah, it's non-OU game. It's make them eat shit unofficially, but it's say go Horns, go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game is OU sucks, and it's like everyone's yelling it as if their life depended on it.
Yeah,
it is the wildest thing.
It's wild.
It is. Man. So I got to ask you something that's really special that I've only been able to enjoy here in just the last 4 or 5 years. And it's, one thing about the fair, you've got to have coupons to buy the fair food and these wax cup beers. That's my hand. That's one of the 4 I had last year at 9:30 in the morning.
There you go.
And I need to go find my fair tickets because I didn't use them all last year. What do you think on average consumption, if you were to guess, there's non-drinkers too, because it's a 2:30 kick. If you were to include everybody, all 100,000 or however it was going to be there at that fairground, how many do you think on average wax cup beers will be consumed before kickoff at 2:30 on Saturday?
It's a lot, man. I'm so you had 4, and so I'm gonna put on average 6 in one person's hand.
Ooh. Oh,
yeah, on average. Yeah.
I'll say 4.5.
No, on average, man, because I went last year and I probably knocked back 8 of them. So,
well, you're a lot bigger than me.
That's what I'm saying. On average,
yeah,
I took off 2. Okay.
So, what are you expecting, man? You want me to go first?
No, it's okay. You said that they gave us 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think you take that bet that we'll go over.
Okay.
Yeah, we win by at least 21. At least.
I think there's going to be a pissed off Texas team, but you can't have turnovers. Texas was -3 in turnovers last year.
Yeah.
That's the reason they lost. The only reason they lost.
Yeah, this is going to be a rout for us. We're going to come out pissed off and ready to play and put them to bed real early.
The score early does not indicate in this game.
That's true.
I want to say Texas wins by If it was home, it'd be different. I'm going to say Texas wins 31-16.
Okay.
31-16.
So we don't make the spread.
You do.
31-16. Okay.
Yeah.
So 14. Okay. All right.
15, yeah. Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
I just feel like Texas is going to give up more points than I originally thought. But it could be closer because turnovers, that pressure causes turnovers in that game, in my opinion.
Oh, and did we announce that yours is coming back? Yours
will be playing. He's expected to start. And that's another element to this.
That's another element. And yours and coach is going to want him to get back into the Heisman talk, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to let him throw it. They're going to let him throw it all over the ball a lot.
All over it.
I don't think that OU's defense can hang with our receivers. So I know you think they're good. I know you do, but let's watch the game.
You know what? I don't know if they have the pass rush, but I know they have a great run defense.
And we don't need it because they're ready to showcase yours to get back in that Heisman talk on national TV. Yeah, on national TV and at 2:30. We got to get him a Heisman push after missing 2 games.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's pretty significant.
Yep.
Or Arch might get back into it. Hey, I went somewhere this weekend, and my alma mater, and I want you to caption this pick, my brother. So this is we played the university that is near your hometown, Northwestern State in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Natchitoches and Nacogdoches are, legend has it, there was an old Chief Caddo that had 2 sons, one named Nacogdoches, one named Natchitoches, and they couldn't get along, so he told them to Nacogdoches to go one day to the west, Natchitoches, you go one day to the east. They were on the Sabine River on the Texas-Louisiana line. It's a legend. I don't know if it's true, but there was the largest traveling trophy in college football named Chief Caddo. He was 7 feet 6 inches, 320 pounds. He was made out of I forgot the type of tree. I'd venture to say some type of pine. But to political incorrectness here in the last 4 or 5 years, Chief Caddo has no longer been retired. But the 2 coaches, Cartho at Stephen F. and the new coach at Northwestern, came up with this. They still call it the Chief because the other one was a wooden Indian. And to honor the Caddo Indian tribe, this is a large pine, a lot of wood here. They call it the Chief. It still stands 7 feet 6 inches. This was the first game in which it was used. Stevie, caption that if you don't mind. I'll throw up mine. Big wood in Nacogdoches.
I don't know, man. Who's going home with wood?
Well, man, I definitely want to comment on that.
Who's taking the wood? Who's taking the wood?
Who's taking the wood? Well, Stephen F. did. They put it on Northwestern State 59-17.
Ah, golly.
Big wood, baby.
You know, my family is a lot of my family lives in Natchitoches, Louisiana.
Beautiful town at Christmas.
And in front, we go down every Thanksgiving for the lighting of the Christmas lights on the Cane River. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun down there. I love it down there, but they got to get their football up, man. But you know, they had a rough season last year. They actually forfeited the season last year, right? Was that last year?
It was recently. I can't remember.
Yeah, last year or the year before last, they had a teammate die and they forfeit the whole season. So they're rebuilding and you know, putting up 17 points on you guys. It's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Just keep chopping wood.
Just keep chopping wood and keep it in your pants.
Yeah, man.
On that note, we got to pay homage to our lovely brethren at the Hargrove Roofing. And Stevie obviously does a great job. Acting is a good part of his career. And when we come back, the Cowboys, man, shocked a lot of people, including myself. I'm still not emotionally invested. I'm just watching. Stevie, we'll talk Cowboys on the other side of this break.
Absolutely.
Here at Hargrove Roofing, we try to think outside the box to kind of get the creative juices flowing. So I brought in my friend Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the Texas Longhorns. He's going to help the team strategize, really motivate them, light a fire.
This guy's going to block down. This guy's going to block down. You put your butt into the guard, and that way my Mike linebacker gets free to do what?
Not only are they going to learn a thing or two, but they're going to also leave with a great attitude and a bunch of smiles on their faces.
I'm sorry, what does this have to do with roofing exactly?
Get out.
Right now.
I said get out.
For me, that's what it's all about. It's just having fun, making our employees have a great time. Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Austin, Texas is changing every day, but one constant is Dirty Martin's Place on Guad. Dirty's recently celebrated 98 years young, and the future is solid. And this space in the back is open to host any event, personal or business related.
Hey everyone, it's Daniel here at Dirty Martin's. We're in the Burn Orange Room. We are currently booking a lot of parties back here. If you can see, we got a capacity for about 90 people, but we are excited to host any party that you might want to bring.
Give Daniel Young a call at Dirty's to reserve this space for any event that you can think of.
JT literally sprained his nuts. Oh, excuse me, sorry, guys. Sprained his nuts to play before, comes back, makes the game winner. Unbelievable. Extended play. I mean, that's guys playing above the 2.3 dudes, emptying the clip. I mean, it was great stuff.
Oh, that was awesome. Talking about Jalen Tolbert spraining his. I didn't know you could sprain your nuts.
No, never had that injury before.
I don't want either one of us. I don't want any member of the male gender to sprain their nuts.
Yeah, never had it, never heard of it, man.
But that was Jalen Tolbert gave Dallas their first lead of the game with 26 seconds left. And they beat Pittsburgh. Now they're 3-2. Dallas still doesn't look good, but Dallas defense only allowed Pittsburgh 226 yards. Do you see any potential? Because it's hard for them to score, Stevie.
It's very hard for them to score. Well, they were moving the ball. They just don't punch it in, man. And Dak and CeeDee Lamb doesn't look like they're on the same page. That one, the first interception that Dak threw, I mean, they just weren't on the same page. And they are paid to be on the same page, you know. Paid very well to be on the same page, and they're just not. Everyone that called after that play, I don't think CeeDee Lamb was targeted after that. I'm not sure. So Dak beat them by throwing it to everyone else other than the number one receiver. You know, so they got to get something right over there, man. It's not. It was a win, but it was an ugly win for sure.
Ugly win. Win's a win, and they had a storm delay. They're 3-0 this year on games away from Arlington. I'm starting to really believe that it's just too much pressure on them at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I found out on Amazon, look, I can't drink out of my Yeti. Clearly, I've got a leak. But I found out, you can buy anything on Amazon. You can replace these.
Absolutely.
And I found them. So I ordered some, and clearly I haven't
used it.
So half my water is on my areola over here.
There you go. Yeah, I hope it's cold.
It is. I want to show you something. I want your quick take. So the NFL Players Association, they're trying to limit. So the media has always been able to go in the locker room after the game, and they're proposing this. Let me take this down. So the NFL Players Union is the group which really represents all of the players. The elected officers could be current players, former players, whatnot, and attorneys. trying to move media interviews out of the locker rooms. There's been little to no willingness to collaborate on a new solution. Players feel that the locker room interviews invade their privacy and are uncomfortable. And this isn't about limiting media access, but respecting the players' privacy and dignity. I will say this, because my opinion really doesn't matter on this, but I've had to go into those locker rooms for football, the Cowboys locker room, and bowl games, and NBA locker rooms, which we did before and after games. I'm going to say this right now. It was good for me to do it before the games, because I could turn stories if I needed a few sound bites. But I felt like just standing there in the locker room after a game is just weird to me.
I thought you were going to go another way since you were a part of the media.
Well, no, I just didn't. Why don't we wait till they come out in the hall?
Or make them all accessible after the game or after they come out of the locker room.
Yeah.
They got a certain amount of time to get out of the locker room, and they have to come to the press area.
I mean, I get it. You get some heated, fresh, emotional responses.
Yeah, man, go ahead. I think we're past all that in college football. I mean, in football, these guys are so media trained now that they try to keep their emotions on the wraps. But sometimes you do still get that. Right. But but I'm trying to change. You got cameras in there. I'm in the background trying to stay covered up while I jump in the shower. I come out of the shower. There you are right there with a camera in my teammate's face. But there I am in the background, naked as a table, Yeah. So I get what you're saying. It is a privacy and dignity type thing. And, my mom don't want to see my quarterback being interviewed and then see my ass in the background, So there needs to be some kind of dignity and respect there, but accessibility is what pays the bills for these guys too. Feeling like people can be accessible and they're fans and things like that. So it's a balance. You got to find that happy medium.
It's also hot temperature wise, and you're waiting in there, and I get it, but I don't. I'm just for the one. Before the game, cool, but after the game. I never did it. I never did enjoy it.
And in the same breath, guys, you have lady reporters coming in as well.
Yeah.
You're trying to change in front of lady reporters, and that all right there can get messy in itself. It has been before.
Yeah. So moving real quick, our guy Ed Small, he and his dad were on our podcast. Ed Small is committed to play football at TCU, and he's a product of the Anderson High School. And I want to show you this, man. He was kind of brushed off by UT, where his grandfather played. He eclipsed 3,000 career receiving yards in high school.
Wow.
Plays awesome. At 5A Division I level right now.
That's good. It's good stuff. Congratulations, kid. And his dad is a Vanderbilt anchor down, right?
Right. That's right. Anchor down. Anchor down, Clint Small.
Yep.
But his better half, awesome, Allison's the better athlete in that family, by the way. The wife.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I hear. But it was fun having them both on the program.
We did good, man. It's a good athletic family, good people, and good Austinites right there. So shout out to Ed Small, man. He's still got over half a season left, and there's a good chance they go to the playoffs too. So that'd awesome. Be great for Anderson. I think it's time for a pro tip from these Stevie. I think he's got one locked and loaded that we can move on pretty quick to. What you got, Stevie? Where can we go that you can advise us to experience in the great city of Austin?
Oh, man, golly. I went to a sports bar this weekend. I actually been there for the last 3 weekends. It's a brand new sports bar. On East 7th Street. It's called Whiskey Foxtrot. Love the place. They got outdoor space, cabanas out back. They have bottle service if you need it. But I go over there with some bunch of friends, and we go and watch the late game, holler at the manager, Ryan, over there. He'll take great care of you. They have video games as well as all the games on TV. I watched the Miami game over there with a Miami alumni, and then we ended up leaving after the UFC fight that I guess it was Alex and I forget the fighter's name, but it was a bunch of people there to watch that game. And if you look right over, then you have the Miami game on. So I watched both of them. It's a great time. It's upscale. It's an upscale type of sports bar. So go check that out, man. Whiskey Fox Trot on 7th Street.
I know they like that. And hey, there's so many places to go, and especially on the east side. East side's got a nice vibe. A lot of history over there. And of true old school Austinite. Hey, our TikTok in the man cave. We all know that the University of Tennessee, their fight song is Rocky Top Tennessee. Well, an Arkansas fan, fresh off of the upset of Tennessee, came up with his own version, but it's all about Arkansas.
Wish that I was in old Arkansas down in the Ozark Hills. Wanna go call the Hogs in Arkansas, take a trip to Fayetteville. See, there is this team in Arkansas, knocked off the Tennessee Vols. Rush the field with the fans in Arkansas, wild band of Razorback Hogs. Now Arkansas, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Arkansas, woo, woo, Big Suey, woo, Big Suey.
It's good stuff. It's good.
Hey, shout out to my family in Arkansas. I'm sure they'll be glad that I put this in there, and I found that, and I was like, wow. That's pretty quick to come up with those lyrics and compose it that quickly.
He's an artist for sure.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
Lots of things to be grateful for, but tell me something good, Stevie Lee.
I'm gonna keep it short, very short and sweet, man. I'm gonna tell you something really good. It's Texas OU week. It's 5:36 and OU sucks. OU still sucks. 5:36 p.m. and OU still sucks, man.
I love it. I love you, bro. I love you. And we love our OU fam, our friends up there, man. This is what this beautiful rivalry is all about.
Do we love them?
We don't love them. Not this week.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you something good. I got to go to my alma mater over the weekend, and got to honor some people. I took the lovely Trish with me, and I want to show you. That's Coach Cartho in the middle. Lower left, that is Helen Belcher. Her son, the late Callie Belcher, in the spring of 1994 at the 40-yard line on this side. He was a hard-hitting safety and / linebacker, all conference. Wasn't very big, but he was one of the fiercest hitters I ever saw. Had a brain aneurysm, and he had passed away 4 or 5 days after that during spring ball. He wore number 16. Well, Joe Wiley, who was an amazing lineman in a group, started the 16 Foundation and found a scholarship in honor of Callie Belcher. And I think for the last 8 or 9 years, this was the Callie Belcher game. That young man right there got to wear his jersey, which is retired from Stephen F. Austin, and he got to wear Callie's number 16 and for the game. And I'm sorry for forgetting the name, but he played his butt off. He's a good young man. And shout out to the SFA family and all of the guys from my generation. And shout out to Callie Belcher and his beautiful mother, Helen, who has not aged a day since we all first met her.
That's awesome.
That's something good, man.
That's awesome. It's good.
That's freaking beautiful. Beautiful. Homer Bryce Stadium, a beautiful place to be on a Saturday night in college football season. Hey, Red River Rivalry, this is day one of it. We're going to try to get episodes every day. We're going to re-rack a past episode from the month of August with Toby Rowland, the voice of the Oklahoma Sooners. He wrote another children's book, and he also donated or had one of his kidneys removed this past summer. The voice of the Sooners, Toby Rowland. You can watch that tomorrow or Tuesday night. And that's a good friend of mine, great journalist, even better play-by-play guy. So, Red River Rivalry Week, regardless of what I almost sound like Elmer Fudd for a second, regardless of which side of the Red River you're on, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. Much love to Stevie Lee and his family, and much love to the city of Shreveport, Louisiana, and my college alma mater town, that being Nacogdoches, Texas, and my lovely hometown of the Austin, Texas, and to the OG Man Cave boys, that being Hardball Hard's Big Mike and the Coach Mo. What do we tell them, Stevie Lee?
We out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.
I said get out.